What the heck is that?
I don't know, but it's my focal point now.
All right, here we go.
Jockstrap.
Action in 3, 2.
What do we got? What do we got?
Here's
Anything
one.
good?
I got, this is the perfect home, Delynn. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, on a cul-de-sac,
Ooh.
with a swimming pool.
How much? How much?
$29,900.
$29,900.
Yes.
I'm thinking it has a sinkhole. What do you think?
Call this realtor right here.
Fine print, sinkhole.
No.
Next. What else you got? What else you got?
Hang on. I got a dog.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
What
here we
about
go.
houses?
4-bedroom, 3-bath,
Woo.
corner lot,
Good, good, good.
gated community.
Nice. How much?
$41,900.
Does it say sinkhole?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
What's with all these sinkholes?
I don't know.
Does every property in Florida have a sinkhole? What are we going to do?
I don't know.
There's no houses available. What can we possibly do? And what are these sinkholes? And why are they so cheap?
I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it now. Hello, everybody. This is Moving Forward TV, and my name is Barry Horvath, and we're going to give you the local market update. Hey, I said that all different this week.
Wow.
You like that?
totally screwed me up.
It's like scrambled eggs in my head, and it all came together. And
I'm like, wait, they didn't get everything in.
no, we got it in.
Hi, everyone. I'm Delynn Gaston. Thank you for joining us on Moving Forward TV. This is your local market update. See, I just needed to say that in the
Why?
normal way.
Why? So what have you been doing? Where you been? I haven't seen you all week.
Yeah, I know.
You been home shopping?
We are looking for new homes.
We are. So what are we going to do today? We got a special guest today.
We do.
Oh!
Today, we are talking about sinkholes. And does every house in Florida have a sinkhole? The answer is no.
No. And you know what? We have an expert today with us. We have Jim Wallace, who is also, he's been in the sinkhole business for 15 years now.
15
So he
years.
started when he was 7. And looking pretty
out of
good
high
there,
school.
Jim. Gotta love it. Gotta love
Digging
it.
in the sand.
Yep. He's also in the real estate business. He's with Premier Property Solutions,
yes.
and that's awesome. So he's been doing sinkhole repairs for 15 years, and nobody in this town is probably more knowledgeable that I know of than you about, the whereabouts and how sinkholes work and how do they affect the property. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about that today.
We
So
are.
welcome to the show, Jim.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, these sinkholes have been around for a long time, and we heard about them, and people say, what is sinkhole? I think people from out of state more don't even know. Like, we are part of a direct lender in Connecticut, and they're like, they didn't even know what a sinkhole was.
Correct. We see that all the time.
And so is there more in Florida than any other state? Are they in other states?
It is mostly in Florida. There are several other states where you'll see them, but it's mostly in Florida.
Okay,
Probably
so
the highest
what-
concentration.
And not to be technical, but really, what is a sinkhole in a whereabouts, roundabout way, and how does it impact?
Causes.
Yeah, what causes and
Sinkhole starts out, we have a shallow lime rock in Florida, and that lime rock cracks, the soil's above it, water sifts through, sand sifts through, and leaves loose layers of soil between the lime rock and your bottom of your house. And those layers will weaken with the water table going down, and you'll see these collapses or weaker soils.
Wow.
And that's what's termed as a sinkhole condition.
so what's the difference between, and I know you're not a geologist, so I want to clear, there's your disclaimer for you.
Yeah.
Or
You
an
know,
engineer.
Or an engineer.
Or an engineer.
But, we have settlement and we have sinkhole. What's the difference? I mean,
There's many types of settlement issues. A sinkhole is actually a type of settlement. So the issue is not whether it's settlement. The issue always becomes what caused the settlement. What type of settlement is it? Is it poor materials, poor compaction of the ground when the home was built? Is there buried debris? Is a sinkhole characteristic of the settlement that's causing the damage to the property? That's
Okay,
the,
so let me ask you then, is this a widespread problem in Florida? Is it segregated? Is it certain areas that have it more
It's
than others?
very
Is it
widespread.
more in the
Mostly-
south, more in the north, more closer to the water? I
you'll
mean,
see it through the whole state. We see
It's
it,
on the peninsula.
yeah, the whole state
Oh,
will
we're
see
in the
it.
peninsula. Thanks, Delynn.
It's closest to the peninsula.
Oh, have you met my partner? This is Delynn
I have.
Gasson. She's just sitting here in the middle. All she cares is we're going to buy a house for $41,000. And it seems like a lot of the listings out there. I know you're in the real estate side now too. Are sinkholes or repaired sinkholes? So
Correct.
What I mean is that going to impact the values? What's going to happen with
It
all
does
that?
have some impact on the value. Unrepaired, of course, is not worth very much. A repaired home can be worth quite a bit. It could almost be worth the full market value in a lot of cases. And some areas you can't get sinkhole insurance these days, so it makes a repaired home more valuable because you have something that's already repaired as opposed to possibly a home right next to it that you might have the same problem but can't purchase the insurance to take care of that problem.
Okay. Wow.
Is there?
Oh, you're going to chime
Yeah, I
in.
did.
Hey, welcome to the show, Delynn.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Well,
coming.
you were just rattling off all the questions.
Hey, I'm intrigued by all this.
I know,
sinkhole stuff.
and I am too.
I just want that house for $29,900.
I know a lot of people are nervous. They get very nervous about, especially people who are moving in from out of state.
Right.
They've never heard of it. They don't know, like Barry said, and they get nervous about buying a home. Should they?
Absolutely consider buying a sinkhole home. Don't shy away from it immediately. Do your research. Make sure it was repaired, make sure it was a reputable company, that the permits were pulled, that there's a transferable warranty is what you're looking for. So do a lot of research on any home you're considering, whether it's sinkhole or not. You know, it may not be listed as a sinkhole, but do your research to verify that up front. Pull permits, look at the old MLS sheets to see if it was possibly listed as a sinkhole before, but it's never documented. So do a lot of research. And if it is repaired, try and get all the documents that you can, the completion reports, the initial investigations, every piece of documentation that you can get will help determine a value and make a decision whether it's the right home for you or not.
And all of that should be public record, right?
A lot of it, yeah, it takes some computer work, maybe some phone calls, and definitely get with an insurance agent that can help you verify some of these things
So
as well.
they have that
Okay.
in their database.
Right.
All right, so here's a question for you. You think you found the perfect home. You're out looking, and this has never happened, but you see cracks down the side of a house. But it's not listed property as a sinkhole,
Correct.
but maybe there is a sinkhole. So what do you do? What's the,
How do you know the
what would
difference between
you're a
just-
buyer. What should the
Yeah.
buyer do? Or you're a listing,
doesn't
you know,
every
you're a
house have
buyer's
cracks?
agent.
A lot of homes do have cracks, and it definitely doesn't mean that's caused by a sinkhole. There's all types of causes that cause these cracks. Get with a professional, whether it's a home inspector, you're going to start there, and if they see a need to investigate further, they may call an engineer, they may call a sinkhole professional to come out and do an above-ground inspection. We look for the signs that are consistent with homes that we know had sinkholes. We see homes every day that we know had sinkholes, and we see the damage. So we look for signs that are consistent with that.
Like
And
what? What's a good
your
example?
cracks in your walls, your stair step cracks in the blocks, maybe doors or windows that don't open or close properly.
Get it. Good slip. All right.
Doors or windows that don't open
So
or
here's the
close.
door, and here's the sinkhole door. Is that how it works?
Sometimes. Yeah.
I got it. All right, so you know what? I have like 100 more questions for you.
Okay.
But we're going to take
You
a
don't have
break.
anything to do
We're gonna
today,
talk.
right?
We're going to talk with. We got a great segment from Casey with Chat and Dish, and I can't wait to see what she's cooking up today. We'll be right back.
I'm Casey Guaretti. Welcome to Chat and Dish, where today I'm going to show you how to make a killer delicious pork, mushroom, and fig sandwich. Over at the stovetop, we're going to be preparing thinly sliced pork tenderloin with sage, onions, mushrooms, figs. We're going to need salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. And then to put those sandwiches together, we are going to be using sliced whole wheat bread, grated fennel, a little bit of fresh spinach, and then for a condiment, we've got thinly sliced green onions and Greek yogurt combined with country French mustard. That's all we need. All right now I am just going to sprinkle my pork loins that are very thinly sliced with a little bit of sage and then salt and pepper. I'm making 3 sandwiches today, and these figs are a pretty good size, so I'm planning on 1 fig per sandwich. I've just cut them in half, and then I'm cutting them into about 4 slices per half. I've heated about 3 tablespoons of olive oil over medium-high, and now I'm adding my onions. Okay, our onions are starting to soften up just a smidge, so let's go ahead and incorporate our mushrooms. Let's add a sprinkle of salt, give it a good mix. The onions and mushrooms are making a beautiful marriage of flavors. You can see the onions are starting to take on some of the color from the mushrooms. Mushrooms are starting to soften and brown just a bit, little tiny bit. Now we're going to go ahead and add our figs. Warm these all through together. We don't want our figs to cook, we just want them to warm through. So go ahead and take them off, pop them into a bowl, and put your pan back on the heat. I've added just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and now I'm going to add my pork loin. All right, the pork loins are very thin, so it doesn't take them very long. Just a couple of minutes, and they'll be ready to turn. Our pork loins are done. Let's get them set aside. I've got lightly toasted whole wheat bread. I'm spreading 1 slice of bread with our Greek yogurt and mustard mixture. Now I'm going to lay some spinach on it, just a little bit. A few slices of spinach. Next comes our gorgeous pork loin. Oh, and these babies have sat for just a couple of minutes, so they are ready. They fit beautifully on the piece of bread. Now we're going to pile a nice big spoonful of our onions, mushrooms, and figs on top of that. It's going to be very hard to get our mouth around, but I think we'll struggle and make that fit. Ooh, look at that. Now, we have got our shredded fennel, goes on top. There we go, nice big amount of that. I love shredded fennel. It's so cool and refreshing. We'll grab 1 more slice of lightly toasted bread. I'm going to put a little bit more of our Greek yogurt mayonnaise, sorry, not mayonnaise, mustard, French mustard combination on that. A little sprinkle of green onions right on the top. Pop our second piece of bread on. Oh, doesn't that look marvelous? Now it's time to cut it in half. This is going to be delicious. If you could smell it, you would agree with me. You'd want to be tasting it too. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, here we go. We're going to drip. This is fantastic. The pork is so tender but so flavorful. You've got mushrooms. And then you get a little bite of fig in there, so you've got the tanginess of the mustard and the yogurt, the sweetness of the fig, and the mushrooms. Oh, fabulous. Hey, do give this sandwich a try, and until next time, I'm gonna miss you. Cheers.
2.
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
Anything with mushrooms, I'm in.
You like mushrooms?
I love mushrooms.
But do you like the pork?
Oh, yeah, of course.
But what about the
I like all of
figs?
it.
What is a Mediterranean marvel? It looked like a marvel though. But who makes
The
a
fig looks interesting.
and who makes a sandwich out of it on wheat bread? Go figure that.
My
you know?
son, he, I swear one day he's going to own a shop called Anything on Bread. He loves sandwiches.
Are
He'll
you
make a
serious?
sandwich out of anything.
And you know what? People are trying to pull bread out of their diet. They're saying no more breads, no more bread. Jim's over there like saying, yeah,
No carbs.
no carbs.
No carbs.
Really?
Oh,
Whole wheat bread.
it's one of these fitness people.
I know. Well, when you're lifting houses for a living, you know.
Yeah, I know. I
No
know.
pun intended. Get it? All right. Back to sinkholes. Speaking of lifting houses, so we have a sinkhole. We've discovered it. What is, well, first of all, who discovers it and who pays for that? Because it can't
And
be
don't,
cheap.
and don't be scared, right?
Yeah,
Not every
yeah.
single house that has a crack is a sinkhole.
Because I'm thinking you just don't go out and go, you don't hold your finger up and go, yeah, that's a sinkhole.
No, only a geological engineer could determine that there's a sinkhole. You have
That's
to
a real
do
job? A
that's
geological
very
engineer?
real
Because for a
job.
while, like everybody and their brother was, oh, I got a sinkhole, and they're getting all these, all this money from the insurance companies and everything. and
That's how it used to be, and they would file a claim with their insurance company. The insurance company would then hire an engineer, geological engineer, to come out and do a huge battery of testing. Spend about 10
A battery like Duracell,
yeah, a
Energizer
whole bunch
Bunny.
of testing.
Thousands and
About
thousands of.
$10,000+ usually
Right,
on
right.
every
Are you
claim
serious?
to do
Yeah.
an
And
investigation.
okay, so that's a used to be.
It's still that way.
So the insurance company will still.
If you have that policy for sinkhole coverage.
Oh, there's the
yes.
big F.
If. And
How do you?
don't.
Can people get that
Not
still?
most people in Pasco and Hernando, no.
They're not even
Really?
insured.
So they don't even offer it. So now it's a consumer expense out of their pocket to spend $10,000 to see if you might have a sinkhole.
Now, did they change that because of all of the false claims and people who were just saying I have a
I don't
sinkhole
think
when
it-
they didn't?
I don't think there was false claims. Everybody
least not
brings
the-
up false claims, but every time somebody filed a claim and an engineer went out and did an actual battery of testing to determine there's a sinkhole. So the problem was that the people were taking the money and not repairing their homes. They were getting these cash
That's what they were
settlements.
doing, right.
Right.
Wow. All right. So now,
We ran into that on one of the houses that a client of mine wanted to buy.
uh-oh.
And they never repaired it. They took the money and never repaired it. And I called Jim in to find out what the repair costs
Right.
would be so that the new owner could try and figure it out. $1 million.
No, not that much.
Wasn't that high?
Sorry.
Quite a bit less in that case. But there are two main types of repair, actually three, if you include chemical grouting. It's usually used.
Ooh, chemical grouting?
Chemical grouting is used in conjunction.
Not a meth lab.
Do people roll it?
No, not exactly.
Do they smoke it?
No, you don't smoke
We
it.
went right down that path.
Sorry.
Sorry, Jim.
Everybody's familiar with underpinning, and everybody's familiar
So
with...
underpinning is just that? Is it like pins that go up into the concrete? How does that?
We say that it's like putting your home on stilts, but the stilts are below ground and you don't see them. It's a mechanical piling that goes into the lime rock, and you use that as a base to elevate and put the load of the house onto these pilings rather than the weak soils right below your
okay.
house.
All right.
Okay.
Here's an idea. Maybe we should build our houses on those to begin with.
We would love that. I would love to do that to every house. Absolutely. Pre-construction piers are a great way to go.
Is it inexpensive?
Do any,
Less
does
expensive to
anybody
do it that way?
Any of the new
Yes.
builders do that?
Not many builders offer it
They
unless you're doing
probably
a high-end custom home on a beach. It's usually built with pre-construction piers of some sort.
Okay.
You're right. That would be a great idea.
But
Let's do
most-
it.
Do
20
what? We're not builders, but we probably should talk to builders about that.
That would be the best.
So pinning, so they put so many per, how many
Every
feet?
so many linear feet, depending on the load above it, 2-story, 1-story, 3-story, all that determines how far apart the piers are spaced and how many piers you would use.
Okay. All right. So
And then the other type
What-
is,
what-
The other type is compaction grouting. Compaction grouting, we drill into the ground. We use a rotary flush system. We drill in hollow casings down into lime rock. So you go about every 8 to 10 feet around the perimeter of the house. The perimeter of the home is where the footers are, and that supports the load of the home. So you support the perimeter underneath by drilling in these casings, and then you hook up a grout pump, pour grout into the pump that down to the bottom of the casings, and you work from the bottom up.
And how far down are those casings? Go?
It can go anywhere from, say, 30 feet to 130 feet.
Holy
Every
mackerel.
case depends on the soil characteristics and the depth of the lime rock.
Wow.
So you do that process from the bottom up all the way around the perimeter, and you're putting grout under there, not to form a structural column, but to compact the loose soils. You're hoping that grout comes out the bottom of the pipe, and as you get pressure in a line, you elevate and remove the casings so that you're working from the bottom up all the way around the perimeter to densify the soils to support the load of the house.
Wow.
which one of those two are better, or is they both
You
have
know,
their strengths, right?
It really depends
Get it,
on
strengths.
Yeah.
It really depends on the soil characteristics and the testing
Sorry,
data
Jim.
that you have to
I
work
had to
with
get that in.
to
Sorry.
determine which method is appropriate.
And sometimes both, right?
Right.
Like, I've heard they do
ignore me.
both.
Sometimes you'll do all three methods: grout, chemical grout, and underpinning.
And then what's the chemical?
The chemical is used right under the foundation. It's,
Hello?
Don't say meth.
it's a polyurethane that's heated, mixed, and it's like that expanding foam. So as it's pumped into the soils, it expands to compact the loose areas right under your foundation.
So what determines which method you would
Yeah.
use?
The engineer would determine that.
He says you should do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Is there do they ever do all three?
Sometimes. Usually, The chemical grout is done in conjunction with deep compaction grouting, and sometimes you'll see all three together. And
Wow.
sometimes you'll see one just underpinning, and sometimes you'll see just grout.
And I would imagine they're different prices as well.
Yep, they're all expensive, but yes, each
They're
are
all expensive, I know. But
Almost free,
the-
almost free, senor. Almost.
And then I would imagine it also has to do with like how deep the sinkhole
Right.
might be
How
or
deep
whatever.
the soil characteristics go down to lime rock and
Right.
you know the load of the house. So you would know, say it was underpinning. You need to know how many linear feet, how heavy the house is, whether it's wood, block, 2-story, 1-story. That determines how far apart the pins are, and then
Okay.
the depth determines how deep they have to go. The lime rock depth.
Wow.
Well, learn something new every day.
Absolutely. So here's can you flip hats for me? Since you've been in the sinkhole business for 15 years now you're in the real estate business. When we get back, I want to know how you think it affects the value, and you
Yes.
can tell our viewers.
Okay.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
All right, we're back with Mr. Jim Wallace, the expert from Ramjack Sinkhole Extraordinaire
This
and
is
real estate
really-
professional.
This is really interesting stuff.
you
too.
really you think so?
Yeah, no,
You
I'm
just like the chemical grout stuff.
No, that would be your field.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh sure. Yeah. Just,
No, that's
just slosh my campaign. Why don't you?
I know that there's a lot of people
Oh,
who
you just ignore that.
I think she did.
there's a lot of people who just don't
Excuse
understand.
me. I have a more important question. So, what do you think about the lightning odds now that Stamkos is out? What's going on
I
with
wish
that?
he wasn't out.
Actually, I did watch that on the news
You
too.
know about that?
Yes.
Wow.
How sad is that?
Very sad.
I know this is going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but the other guys just
I
gotta
told you I like hockey.
gotta step it up. Yeah, but you don't usually
The rest
know
of
about
it, I don't care.
You still think there's 4 quarters in a hockey game.
No, I'm not that bad.
All right. Go ahead. Ask your question now.
People who are
Bishop
scared
can
about
carry us, though, don't you think, through the playoffs?
If
I
he's
think he
healthy.
can.
people who are scared
I
about
think
buying
so.
houses and
Who do you think we're getting the first
Stop
round?
it!
Sorry.
and the value. I think a lot of people think that because it's a
just
repaired
do that.
sinkhole, I am. Did you notice? Because it's a repaired sinkhole, they can pick it up for dirt. That's
Right.
not really true either, right?
It's not always the case.
For dirt?
That was good.
Yeah, you didn't even mean for
I
it to be
didn't
good.
mean for that one.
It's not always the case. There's a wide train of different thoughts on the value of a repaired sinkhole home. Everybody wants it cheaper if you're
Right.
buying. Of course, the seller wants to
Hey,
sell
Glenn.
it for as much as they
But I
can.
think they're
We're on-
safer,
Listen,
right?
we're on a show. You probably should silent your phone.
I did silent my phone. Didn't it silence?
No.
Sorry.
A repaired home can actually be, if you're in an area like where we are in Trinity, Newport Richey, or Hernando, you can't get sinkhole insurance in most cases. So a repaired home may be more valuable to a buyer than the one next to it that maybe never had been addressed, never had a claim filed.
See, that's what I was thinking too, because with all of the underpinning or grouting or whatever it was that was done, that house is pretty darn safe, isn't it?
I would definitely recommend that over an unrepaired home that's sitting next to it, probably over the same types of soil characteristics, same
Right.
problems that the other home had. So it may be a little more valuable than the other home. But there's
So people definitely shouldn't be afraid of them.
not necessarily, don't shy away from them, but do your research. Check out the type of repair. Check
So-
out what was recommended initially, how the repair was
So
recommended, and what
can
was
you
done.
get
When it
that
was done.
report, like, that what was recommended? Can you get the engineer report
Look,
typically?
he's smiling. Those are hard to get,
It's-
though, aren't
it-
they?
It's not easy. It requires some work, but the
Right.
initial investigations, if they're done properly, if they're permitted, it's documented, and you can get those reports.
So can our real estate professionals reach out to you if they have questions on sinkholes?
Absolutely.
You're going to be
Absolutely.
accessible, so we'll have your information up here to have, so they can contact you
Sure.
directly. That'd be awesome, because I'm
Absolutely.
sure, I know this is a small town, small community. 752 square miles is Pasco County, though.
heard
just
that
saying.
somewhere.
I don't know where you heard
you
it,
said
but
it the other day.
that's just a rumor. Anyway, but if you can help them, I know it
Absolutely.
always comes back to you when you take care of others, but we need experienced experts in our
Right.
that know about this stuff. So, do you think it's 85% of the value, 90% of the value, 95% of the value?
I think it's a more individual case, but I would like to see, my thought is more towards the 90 to 95 range. I think
Okay.
85 is
So a
probably low.
$100,000 house could be worth 90 or 95, and if
Or 100 if the buyer wants to buy it that bad.
Right.
There's
And
no
it's
reason.
safer.
right. So
So
very interesting.
I know.
This is some good stuff.
I know.
I'm glad we ran long today,
I
'cause
am
I
too.
learned a lot.
I know.
even
Oh,
though your phone keeps ringing.
I'm sorry. Thank you for silencing it. I thought I did already.
It keeps buzzing.
Anyway, this is a good show. And you know what? I've also asked Jim if he wouldn't
What's this
mind.
case you have on here?
It's my whatever. So I drop it. If I drop it, it doesn't break.
Oh, this
Trust
is cool.
me, I
you
need that.
You keep little napkins in it.
Now I just need it waterproof. Anyway, I've also asked Jim to be on our Lunch and Learn, a guest at one of our Lunch and Learns coming up.
Explain to me what that is.
We do a
please.
Lunch and Learn every
see
single
this?
month. It is the first Monday of every month, and anyone in the area is invited. We do a Lunch and Learn, and we usually pick a topic that is real estate related, something that's going on, or something that would be helpful for your buyers or you as the real estate professional to know.
So we're going to do that.
Jim's going to talk about
on the
sinkholes
first
for us.
Monday. That'll be great information.
I don't know if it'll be May or June, but we will certainly let you know.
Cool. All right. Well.
We got that coming up.
Yep, we got that. All right.
So we
There's
got
our
that
one
going
event.
for
So-
us.
Jim, thanks a lot for coming out
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you
me.
taking out the time in your busy schedule and sharing your wisdom and your 15 years of experience.
My pleasure.
And go Lightning!
Yeah, go Bolts.
So,
Thanks, everyone. Please get us out there, share us, like us, LinkedIn, Facebook,
Instagram,
Twitter, all
Twitter.
that fun stuff.
Twisty Tumblr.
We appreciate you guys.
That
We
sounds
are
like a nice-
today and every day.
Moving forward.
We'll see everybody next week.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.